I'm from Lahaina, and Jeremy, you've been there speaking with survivors.
That's right, and I am at that critical intersection where the public is asking which roads were closed, which roads were not, in the hours of 4 and 5 p.m. on August the 8th. Now, this is where I am. This is Keawe Street that you see. It leads up to the bypass. We know that at 3:30 p.m., the bypass was closed down. Now, Keawe Street going down leads into the Cannery Mall. You have the Cannery Mall, and then across the street on Honoapilani Highway, which runs northbound, of course, you have Lahaina Gateway. So again, we're looking at Honoapilani Highway as the primary exit from Lahaina town. We do know that there were downed power lines and that at some point Honoapilani Highway was closed. I have spoken to survivors who told me they were directed down Keawe Street and into the Cannery. Now, the only way to get out of the Cannery Mall on the other side is Front Street, leading to more congestion and backup. I'm going to zoom in for a second, get behind the camera, and to show you what I mean. Now, I did talk to the police chief. You're going to hear from him in just a moment. And I asked him specifically about Keawe Street because according to those survivors, the evacuees, traffic was directed exactly down here where you see the roadblock right now and the National Guard standing by, funneled into the Cannery Mall, and of course the other end is Front Street, which we know was backed up terribly in those critical hours. Have a listen to what the police chief said when I asked him about road closures and whether we would get more information about how fire and the police department were communicating on that day.
We want to get people out. And so let me answer it like this. There is going to be a very detailed long after action. It might be the longest after action that's ever been. Every data point is going to be scrubbed and looked at and meticulously gone through. We're actively trying to recover people. It's our community. It's our people too. And so I say that is, let us right now do what we need to do and let the after action do what it needs to do. But I can tell you that we did everything we can to make sure that we preserve life and protect each other. And so we've already found that some of the false reports on the direction of travel were not correct. We were getting people out of the area. We were forcing people not to go at a certain point down Front Street because it had already gotten too late. And so the efforts were to get people away from the fire and away from the danger.
So they weren't directed down Keawe Street?
They were not directed toward the danger.
I can tell you, and I agree with the chief, I'm happy to answer all these questions when the right time comes, which is when the after action and investigation comes about, what we knew when we knew it. You folks know a lot more information today than we knew on that day. Everybody's taking information after the fact and applying it to then and asking how come we didn't know back then what we know today, because the answer is we didn't know back then what we know today.
And that was the mayor responding to my question also about the live interview that the mayor gave with KITV4 in the 6 p.m. hour at 6:03 p.m. on Tuesday the 8th. People had already fled into the water to escape the flames a half hour earlier at 5:30. The mayor acknowledging the gap in receiving real-time information. Now back here at Keawe Street where I am standing, this is what I asked the police chief about. You heard him say we directed people away from danger, but the question is, did they direct people into a traffic bottleneck? We will continue to follow this story because people have been asking, messaging me. They want to know answers. We're going to talk to more survivors, and we did put out a call for more video of blockades and more video of the situation as it unfolded.